With popularity in caravanning back on the rise, many people's thoughts are now turning to buying a caravan for the first time. And it's not difficult to understand why. Caravanning offers the type of freedom that many other holidays struggle to match. And as we've already explored here on Swift TV in the past, the strides in technology over the last 10 years have been huge, with construction, the insulation, the heating and interior design all combining really to give us that home from home feeling with the comfort and warmth wherever we want it. And if you think caravanning means you have to sacrifice your mod cons, think again. Televisions, stereos, fitted fridges, and all the charging points you need for your mobile technology as well. You'll be amazed at how well equipped and comfortable these new vehicles are. But with so much choice out there, how do you go about finding your first caravan? Well, I'm Blair Jacobs for Swift TV, and today I've come to Leisure Sales in Cheshire to find out how a dealership can help you find the one for you.
Hi Blair, welcome to Leisure Sales. I'm Becky.
Nice to see you, Becky. Thank you for seeing me. So I'm here as a first-time buyer to find out what it takes and what you need to think about when choosing your first caravan. And frankly, there's so much to think about. Where do you start?
There is. It can be very overwhelming as a first-time caravaner. It's easier if we just take it back to basics.
Okay, so what's the first thing I need to think about?
The first thing is, when did you obtain your driving licence? Okay, if it was obtained before the 1st of January 1997, you'll find that you've got fewer limitations on there. If you obtained your licence after the 1st of January 1997, there is limitations on towing a caravan. Basically, you can tow a combined weight of 3.5 tonne as long as the fully laden weight of the caravan doesn't exceed the unladen weight of the drawing vehicle. You can, however, if you find that that's limiting you on what caravans you can look at, then you can obtain a further licence by taking a test, which is a B+E test, and by doing that you'll find that you're not going to limit yourself as much.
So I know I got my licence before January 1997, so presumably I can tow what I like?
Well, you would think so, but the answer is no. As I said before, the fully laden weight of the caravan can't exceed the unladen weight of the car. So we recommend that the fully laden weight of the caravan should not exceed 85% of the curb weight of the car.
Why is that? Why 85%?
It's down to safety, stability of the outfit match, basically. So you know that you're going to be able to stop in a good time frame, and also you want to know that you can get uphill.
So is that all the weight I need to consider?
Almost. The last weight would be something called nose weight, which is the downward weight of the caravan onto the tow ball. That's generally 7% of the fully laden weight of the caravan.
And I need to presumably make sure that this doesn't exceed what my car is allowed to tow?
Absolutely, which is also displayed in your logbook.
This all sounds a little bit daunting, Becky.
Yes, it can be very daunting for a first-time caravaner. That's why we'd always recommend that you do go to a reputable caravan dealer where you'll get professional advice and guidance to point you in the right direction.
Okay, so we've got to the stage now where I know the sort of weight of caravan that I can tow, but what do I now consider next?
Well, you'd need to consider whether you would like a single axle or a twin axle. Okay, but just bear in mind that your tow car may have already made that decision for you, as twin axles are heavier and that may rule your tow car out. Okay,
well that's one thing to consider. What about the other pros and cons of single axle versus twin axle?
Well, a single axle is always going to be a lot easier to manoeuvre. Okay, a twin axle is more stable, will give you more space, but as mentioned before, you will need a bigger tow car to tow one.
Well, I have a standard family estate car. What would you recommend for me?
I'd recommend a single axle, okay, because even the lightest twin axle will be too heavy or at the top end of the car's towing capacity.
So I go for a single axle is best for me?
Yes, as a first-time caravanner.
Okay, what's next then? What do I next need to consider?
You need to start looking at different layouts. If you'd allow me, I'd like to show you a Sprite, which is an entry-level caravan, just to give you an idea on what layouts are available.
Okay,
So
I'll follow you.
Yeah,
Yes,
if you'd like
absolutely.
to follow me.
Well, here we are then, in the Sprite. What sort of things then do I need to be looking for?
You need to start thinking about how many people are going to be using the caravan, how many adults, how many children, you're going to be having any guests whilst you're away, and then ultimately the bed layout, dependent on adults, children, etc. Do you want fixed double? Do you want fixed singles, fixed bunks?
Well, let's use the example of 2 adults in the family and 2 children, 6 and 7 years old.
Yeah, that narrows it down for us. You'd be looking at the front lounge option with a rear double bed and a rear washroom. Or in your case, with having such young children, you may want to be looking at the fixed rear bunk option, okay, which will give you a centre washroom and also a centre kitchen. Access to the washroom is a lot more accessible with it being in the centre of the caravan, rather than having the fixed double where the children of an evening would have to come past your bed in a sense to use the facilities.
I really get the idea of coming to a dealership. You get the professional service, the correct advice. I guess one thing I do need to consider, however, is the price.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a wide range of both new and used caravans, okay, and there's a wide range of funding options available. We have brand new Sprite caravans from approximately 15,000, and then on the used side it can be anything from about 6,500.
Finally then, is there anything else I should consider initially?
Yeah, you do need to consider, especially when buying used, that you do get the full backup of buying from a dealership. And when I say backup, I mean that it's had a full health check before it comes to you. It's also tends to come, certainly from ourselves, with a full warranty package. What I would also just point out is that your car insurance, you should notify them that you are going to be towing, and also just on the insurance point that you do get separate caravan insurance. Something else that might be a benefit to you would be caravan storage, because some people tend not to be able to cater for caravans at home. And to be honest, some people don't like the idea of them at home, but you'll find that most dealerships will be able to advise you on places, to store them. And
Well, Becky, thank you so much for showing me around and also giving me just some of your vast advice and experience. Great joy to meet you.
thank you very much,
See you again.
Andrew.
Thank you.
Take care, Blair.
Well, I hope you've managed to see that choosing your first caravan doesn't perhaps need to be as daunting as it might otherwise have seemed. And your local dealership really is a great source of information to get you on that right track. Caravan clubs as well have a wealth of knowledge and advice, from things such as correct way to load your caravan to get you more confident in towing it properly, even through to planning that all-important holiday. They really are a great way to get away, you know. And I hope we've managed to give you a little bit more confidence when it comes to choosing your first caravan. There is a special section on the website as well. If you go to swiftgroup.co.uk, click on first time buyers, and amongst other things on that page you'll see a model chooser as well if you're considering buying a new Swift caravan. Until next time, cheerio.